All right, welcome back. In this episode of the WALNUT cooking class, we are gonna teach you how to make Choconut cookies.
Choconut cookies!
Our own invention.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Cookie time!
Nice work. Bailey's even here.
Aw, hi,
Thanks for
Bailey.
your help, Bailey.
She's hoping to get some cookies out of this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, there's chocolate in them.
Not allowed, Bailey.
I'll see, I'll save you some batter. Okay. So this one's really easy to make. There's just a few ingredients. Mix it together in a bowl and stick it in the oven for 15-20 minutes. They come out really, really tasty. Okay, so to start off with, we have 2.5 cups of shredded coconut. Do you want to just start throwing stuff into this bowl as I read it off?
Sure.
All right. Bam. We're going to mix together that with a 1/4 cup of coconut palm sugar. That's the one. A 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Yeah. And then just mix that together. You just want to get the sugar and the salt and the coconut all kind of incorporated before you add the wet ingredients. Nicely done.
Thank you. All right.
All right, so we have a 1/4 cup of coconut oil that's about room temperature. A little bit melty. We're going to add that into the mix. Along with 2 eggs and a tablespoon of vanilla.
You know what, Bailey? You could probably have this.
Oh, lucky dog.
A tablespoon of vanilla?
And a tablespoon of vanilla, yep. And 2 eggs. I really like this recipe too because it has shredded coconut, coconut oil, and coconut palm sugar. That way you're staying with, you know, the whole food and creating a dessert out of it. So we're just going to mix this up. You can use your hands to get in there or a spoon works. I usually like to use my hands just to like, I don't know, get in there and get dirty. I feel like I'm making something. Meanwhile, we have the oven preheating to 350, and we already have our lined baking sheet right here, parchment lined baking sheet. One thing that really helps when you're lining a cookie sheet with parchment paper is to grease the pan first, because then the parchment sticks to it. So we just put some coconut oil down, and then put the parchment paper down, and we're about to put some cookies down.
All right.
So once that's all incorporated, we're just going to toss in a 1/2 cup of dark chocolate chips and a 1/2 cup of walnut pieces. Oh, there we go. We're going to mix those in.
Choconut.
Woo! When you're choosing chocolate chips, these ones are actually Lily's, which are sweetened with stevia, and uses organic soy lecithin, so it's a pretty good option. There's also Enjoy Life chocolate chips, which are dairy-free, non-GMO, so they're a good one. But if all else fails, the best thing you can do is just get a really high-quality bar of dark chocolate and just cut it up into chunks and throw it in there.
All right.
Oh, that looks good. Cool, so we're going to take about a tablespoon worth of dough and flatten them onto the cookie sheet.
Like this? So this is about that much?
Yeah.
Now, do we want to squish it down, or do we want them to be circular?
You want to flatten it because they won't spread, so you want to actually make the cookie shape. And, yeah, do like 3 per row. Ooh.
I'm going to make these kind of small so I can feel like I can eat more.
This is a good trick. This is a trick from the fat burning man. He knows all about it.
Use that trick all the time.
Yeah, you do. Small plates, small forks, small cups of coffee,
Mm-hmm.
small cookies.
Sometimes even I drink my coffee out of espresso cups, big espresso cups, but it's fun.
Yeah.
I think I learned a lot of that stuff when I lived in other countries. Like I studied jazz in London for a while and lived in Europe, and then we've traveled all over the world many times. Lots of islands. We're going to Peru next week. It's always fascinating to see how other cultures live, and especially the way that they treat their food and treat mealtime.
Mm-hmm.
And in other countries, they really don't take meals for granted like we do in the fast food world of the Western Hemisphere, and especially America. Sounds like the oven is ready.
Woohoo! Cookies are almost ready.
And if you don't want to eat all the cookies at once, it's a good idea to take any sort of batter and just freeze it so you can have it for later. Because if cookies are around, they disappear quickly.
That's true.
And you don't always want 200 cookies in your face.
Yeah, so eat as many cookies as you want that night, and then freeze or refrigerate the dough and just make them as you want them.
Yeah.
Wow. Don't need that one.
Oh, yours are so much more pretty.
Eating the dough. All right, we're gonna stick the cookies in the oven at 350 for 15 to 20 minutes. Just keep an eye on them, and they'll get this sort of browned around the edges, and that's what you want. All right, we'll see you in 20 minutes.
See you then.
It's cookie time!
Time for cookies.
Woo, woo, woo.
These are Choconut cookies, and yours do look a lot better than mine.
Aw,
Mine got all crusty
They
on the
have
edges and on the
character.
top. They do have character,
they're
that's
very
for sure.
unique looking.
I bet they're both delicious. Which one do you want?
I kind of want that one that you made.
Oh, that's sweet. Here you go. I'm gonna have one that you made.
Oh, smells so good.
Cheers. We hope you enjoy this. It's practically like eating a coconut.
Yeah, with chocolate and filled with deliciousness.
Yeah.
Mmm.
Toasted coconut.
Mm-hmm. Mmm.
That's some good stuff.
That is a cookie.
And if you dip this in something really rich like yogurt or sour cream, I do that all the time with my cookies, make them even more fatty than they already are. So have fun with it. Enjoy.
Enjoy your
Choconut
treats.
cookies.
Woo!
Cheers.
Cheers again.